What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is erinbies. I am a wife, a mom, a military veteran, and I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing, healed my way out, and I'm using all of my social media platforms to educate and raise awareness around the dangers of multi-level marketing companies and the tactics used by the reps. If you're brand new, what is up? Thank you for stopping by. I hope that you enjoy my commentary and decide to stick around and subscribe. And for everybody that has been here since the beginning or joined somewhere along the way, thank you guys for being here. Shout out to all of the members. I appreciate you guys. Every comment, every like, it matters to me. So if you would like to follow me on social media, here are my social media handles. I'm the most active on Instagram. Okay. We got to talk about this. This was sent to me. Shout out to the person that sent it my way. And I want to give kind of a different disclaimer because there are going to be some emotions, and in all honesty, it's a little hard to watch. I'm not showing this video because I want to highlight somebody that is in distress and in pain. It seems like, it looks like. However, I think that it's a conversation that we need to have, and that's the reason that I'm going to show this. I do want to tell you guys that this person has now joined another multi-level marketing company, and I think that that's really unfortunate. The manipulation is thick, in my opinion. So this, if you saw the thumbnail, is somebody that was an Optavia, and I'm going to call this an Optavia horror story because this is the stuff that a lot of people don't talk about, but we're going to talk about it here today. So get ready, drop your commentary. There's two videos that I'm gonna play. The first one is her sharing her experience and how she was wanting to change up how she coached people in Optavia. And then the second one, you'll see. Anyways, let's go.
Friends, I felt it was time for an update on my health journey. I've put a lot of things out there and I would follow up for a couple of weeks and then I'd go dark. And I know some of you have noticed that. In October, I decided that I was going all in and I was going to lose the 20 pounds that I had put off during the last couple of years. And I did. I went all in. I did 100% on my weight loss phase of my program. And I lost that first week.
The weight loss phase, from what I understand, and if this is incorrect, feel free to correct me in the comments, is the 5-in-1. The 5-in-1 is where you have 5 of their fuelings, which are prepackaged, processed bars, shakes, small amounts of pasta, that type of stuff. And then you have one lean and green meal, typically in the evening, but I guess you could have it at any time, which is like lean protein, lots of veggies, that kind of thing. What we have learned is that that is typically anywhere from 800 to 1100 calories that you are taking in within a day. It is very, very dangerous, in my opinion. And please, if you are somebody that is wanting to lose weight and you are just wanting to change something about your health in general, your body, the way that you eat, please work with professionals. Optavia health coaches, which, by the way, they're supposed to say Optavia health coaches according to compliance. They don't do that, so you can report that to compliance. They are not certified in most cases to help you rebuild your metabolism, lose weight, those types of things. And in fact, in my opinion, through my own work with professionals, when you are decreasing your calories, you are absolutely damaging your metabolism, especially when you are on it for a long period of time.
And then the second week I didn't. And I was like, okay, really discouraged, but I'm going to keep going. And I even posted that. I put, sometimes this happens. And then the third week, I didn't lose again. And then the next week, I didn't lose again. And I know this program. I have helped thousands of people get healthy. And one of the things that we say about it is there is predictable transformation, meaning that if you follow the program, it works. So I didn't understand what was going on. That's when I went to the doctor. I found out that I was extremely sodium deficient. I was also very deficient in a lot of vitamins and minerals, but nothing that would really prevent weight loss. And so I started really working on getting my hydration in check. And then in January, I went all in again. And I was very determined. My business has declined quite a bit, and I felt that this was the key to getting it back up.
So people in Optavia, it has been alleged to me, often say something along the lines of the health of your business is directly correlated to the size of your waist. It's probably worded a little bit differently, but that's essentially what they say. There is massive influence trying to get people to lose weight, because it appears, and it's my opinion, that people within Optavia associate health with the number on the scale. And that's just not accurate. There are lots of people, all sizes and shapes of bodies, that are healthy, that are having health issues, health challenges. And so to say that somebody is healthy just because of the number on the scale is an extremely dangerous narrative that, in my opinion, is or could lead to eating disorders or disordered eating.
Again, the first week I had really great success, and again, the second week, nothing. And I was feeling really frustrated. I reached out to a friend that's a coach, and she's like, okay, we're going to do this. And so I cut out all the extras. I was doing no cheese, which is really hard for me.
Can I just say, I know I'm pausing this a lot. I just have a lot to say in this department because of my own personal journey and things that you guys have told me about your experience in Optavia. I find it sad that she is saying, I got my hydration in check. She essentially was saying she got her electrolytes in check. And then she went back in, even though all of that was unbalanced. She said she worked on it. And then she went back in from what it sounds like to be the 5-in-1 plan. But what happens is when you are in this yo-yoing of extremely restrictive low calories, and then you start eating, a little bit more calories, you put on weight, and then you do it again, and it's this constant cycle where you're just putting on weight. And in my opinion, and professionals can sound off in the comments below, it's making it harder and harder for your metabolism to recover. It's like it doesn't know what to do when you are taking in more calories. It doesn't know what to do when you are, restricting calories. And I feel like it's just sending off the alarms like, what do we do? And it's complete and utter chaos. And I know that's kind of a crazy example, but I feel like that's what your metabolism would be doing if you're constantly yo-yoing, which in my opinion is, it makes sense why her body would not be letting go of weight, or however you want to word that, because her body is like, what are we doing? This is chaotic. I don't know what's going on. And it's just sad because she's talking about her business. She's going to talk about her clients, and she's talking about, or will talk about, working with her doctor on repairing everything. And there's going to be a plot twist. So just wait for it, guys.
Because I like cheese. And another week went by and no loss. And another week went by and I lost 0.4. I was devastated. I was crying. I'm upset. I don't know what's going on. And I definitely am not talking about it on social media. And I just kind of went dark. I went to my doctor again, and I'm like, there's something wrong with me. I've worked with thousands of clients, and there's only been a handful of people that haven't been able to lose weight, and we've always been able to figure out why. There's always been a very clear medical cause. So we started talking. And so I started telling him what my current diet has looked like for the last 6.5 years or so since I reached my goal.
Did you hear that? So Optavia says that you should only be on the 5-in-1 plan for 12 weeks. They throw that little disclaimer on the bottom of their before and after results that they get from eating extremely restrictive and taking in overpriced processed food, in my opinion. Uh, she said she's been doing this for 6.5, 7 years. If that is not a red flag, I don't know what is.
Weight. And what we realized is basically I've been eating 1,000 calories a day. I had to really do some self-reflection on where that came from. I started a program, it'll be 8 years in May. And
when she says started program, that means being on one of the Optavia meal plans, or I don't even know what to call them. I don't think they're really necessarily meal plans, but on plan is their terminology for the 5-in-1 or one of the other ones that they suggest.
in about 6 months, I reached a goal that I was very happy with. I was a size 8. I had never been a size 8 before, and I was thrilled. And I stayed there for about 2 months, and I was really happy. And then, because I was a coach and I was growing a large organization, it was recommended to me that I lose more weight. So I lost 20 more.
Can you imagine? Oh, this is so disgusting. Can you imagine your mentor, your business coach or whatever, saying, when was the last time you dropped some more weight? Because that's going to make your business more successful, I think. So maybe you should get back on plan.
More pounds, and I went down to a size 4, and I loved how I looked. I'd never been skinny before.
You may have loved how you looked, but how did you feel? You're taking in a very small amount of calories. You're instructed not to work out, which she's going to talk about here shortly. And this is not me slamming this person at all. This is me using my platform to highlight what happens from an inside perspective. It just happens to be really unfortunate that this person joined another multi-level marketing company, but we see it happen all the time. It's all of this is just really unfortunate, but I feel like pulls the curtain back so that people can see from somebody that's in Optavia what it's really like. And if you didn't hear enough from Allison, I don't know why I had to think about that, Allison, sorry. If you didn't hear enough from Allison's story and the things that she has shared and many other people that are anonymous, I hope that you hear this. And especially if you're in Optavia, if you're in that company and this upsets you, ask yourself why. I'm not bashing this person. I'm not even bashing Optavia. What I'm saying is this is a dangerous narrative. This is dangerous to be on such a restricted calorie way of eating for this many years. And this is the first time that I've seen somebody actually admit that this is what happens behind the scenes. 6 or 7 years where she's gone on and off plan before, that's dangerous to people's health.
It was so exciting to me. However, anything I added to try to get out of that weight loss phase would instantly make my weight jump, and I would panic, and I would go back on the weight loss phase. And that happened over and over and over and over again. I never took the next step in my program, which I understand is very, very important to keeping the weight off, and I never did that. I had literally gone from a size 26 to a size 4. And then anytime my business would suffer, you're told that the number one reason is your personal health. And so I would always try and lead with my personal health.
When she says personal health, in my opinion, she's referring to weight, the size of her waist and weight, the number on the scale.
And in my mind, that meant weight loss. So I would live on that 1,000 calories. And my body got used to it. So if I ate 1,100 calories, I gained weight. And I would hear things like, when your body's in fat burn, your business is on fire. And it was so tied to my success that I felt like my income is tied to my pant size. That's a really, really scary and hard thing for me to admit.
And it's really predatory. It's really manipulative. It's really, really uh, predatory and manipulative when it comes to the people that were coming to this person for coaching. To watch her say this, first of all, this person is really brave to be sharing her story the way that she is because of how Optavia handles these types of scenarios when people speak out. This person is extremely brave. I'm not a fan of her joining another multi-level marketing company, but I am grateful that she put this video up so that we can see a peek on the inside from a coach's perspective, another coach's perspective. I think that that's really important. It's just unfortunate she joined another multi-level marketing company.
But that's how I felt for the last 7.5 years. Also, when coaches would gain weight, the term that was used is that they were out of integrity. And I didn't want to be out of integrity. I have integrity. And I didn't.
Out of integrity. Let's think about that word integrity, because we do know that multi-level marketing companies, more specifically some of the people at the top of the company, I don't want to call them leaders because the majority of them, in my opinion, are not actual leaders. Again, just my opinion. But when you think about the integrity or what integrity means, it's essentially doing the right thing even when nobody is watching, right? So obviously that's not the exact definition, but that's my take on it. We can look up the definition of integrity if you guys want to, but when they are using weight and saying that this person doesn't have integrity because of their weight, because of the size of their pants, they are taking a word and using it however they want to. And the definition of that word does not apply. They're using it in a way to manipulate this person and probably others to get back on plan, to lose the weight. Otherwise, their business is going to fail. If you're doing this on Optavia, I question your integrity, because I cannot imagine what is being said behind the scenes watching this and hearing the stories that many of you have told me that were a part of this company. I feel like if you are going to use this to manipulate somebody else, if you are going to use the size of somebody's pants to, hey, your business is failing because you're gaining weight, I question your integrity. Because the only reason you're saying those things, in my opinion, is to hurt somebody and to get them back at working so that you can gain financially. Doesn't show very good integrity on your part, in my opinion.
Want people to think that I was preaching something that I wasn't practicing. For me, the only judge of that was my size, because that's what people see on social media. And all I knew is that every time I tried to eat anything different, my size would go up. I felt like I had to.
Yeah. The reason that happens is because your body is going, oh my God, we haven't been getting a lot of calories. And so when you eat and you're extremely restrictive, your body's going to hang on to it because it's in a sense of starvation, and it's going, well, I don't know when we're going to get these calories again, so we're going to hang on to everything and we're going to lock things down and all of that. That's what happens. The only way that I have learned to be able to fix your metabolism when you have been extremely restrictive, and that could be calories that you've restricted, food groups, those types of things, is to eat. And again, please consult with a professional if this is something that you have struggled with, whether it's disordered eating, those types of things, but please work with a professional. These people that are in Optavia or any other anti-MLM, any other MLM health and wellness company are not trained professionals to be able to help you. Please work with a professional. You have to eat in order to repair your metabolism, and that you're going to gain weight because your body has to get used to having a certain amount of calories. Once your body adjusts to you having a certain amount of calories, that's when you can start playing with what's going on and your goals, those types of things. That's just based on my own personal experience with working with professionals.
Because my very livelihood depended on it. This is all we do. This is what I do. It's what my husband does. It's all we do. And if my personal health was going down, my business was going down. And that was the only way I knew to stay where I needed to be. I would talk about the fact that I'd learned the tools to keep it off, And in a lot of ways I did, because I used to struggle with binge eating. I used to struggle really a lot with emotional eating. And I didn't do those things because I lived on 1,000 calories. So 2020 was a very, very, very hard time for me. There was some emotional eating, and I would eat more than that 1,000 calories, and I would put a couple of pounds on, and then I would try to go back to the weight loss, but the weight loss is really 900 to 1,100 calories. And so my body wouldn't lose weight with it. That's my story. What's next? Well, I've talked to my doctor, and what I need to do is exercise. I have not been exercising because we teach our clients not to add exercise until you're at your healthy weight. So I've been using that excuse for 7.5 years, I guess, because since I started. And I got gym memberships, and we are going to the gym. I am so happy to admit that on my scale, my muscle is actually going up. And that is so exciting to me because it's never gone up in the whole time. It's just stayed flat.
I love the fact that she is looking at her muscle mass on her scale. If I were this person's friend, I would say, friend, get rid of the scale. Let go of the scale and focus on how you feel. Because that scale, in my opinion, has controlled everything she does on a day-to-day basis, because that's, in my opinion, what Optavia programs people to do. Everything that you do from, and this has been alleged to me, is controlled by that number on the scale. So if you remove that and you're working out and you're building muscle and your muscle mass from that is increasing, I hope she's lifting weights. I really do hope she's lifting weights and not just doing cardio. Getting rid of that scale is going to be really powerful because she can judge how she feels. She can get back in contact with, how do I feel when I eat this? How do I feel when I do this activity? How is my sleep? How is my mood? How are my energy levels? Versus, well, today is going to be a garbage day because of the number on the scale. Get rid of the scale. And that goes for you guys too that are watching. If the scale is something that is determining the kind of day you are having, and this is just my opinion, if the scale is determining what kind of mood you're going to be in, or what you are going to eat for that day, or how you're going to work out, please get rid of the scale and start focusing on how you feel. That's really important.
The unfortunate thing is my weight has gone up a little as well. And I understand that muscle weighs more than fat, but I also understand that I've only put on about 1.5 pounds of muscle. And I've put on about 4 pounds total, which means that I have put on fat. I've talked to my doctor about that. He's told me I've had to be okay with that. He's told me that I really cannot try to lose weight at all for a good year. And I have to be okay with the scale going up a little bit as we slowly increase what I'm eating. Because in order for me to lose weight, I would have to go into a calorie deficit that would be extremely dangerous for my body. And that's not what I want to do. I'm asking for grace. I'm explaining my situation. And I'm just letting all of you guys know that health is my priority. I didn't come in this to be a size 4. You know what? I'm pretty strong at size 8. And I'm working really hard to find myself beautiful at size 8. Because there's been a lot of crap on my head. And honestly, it's been harder for me to look at my size 8 body than it was for my size 26 body. Because I kept telling myself that I was a failure, that I couldn't be where I wanted to be. I can break those barriers. I hope that you can see that I have integrity. I have integrity in what I'm doing. And even though I'm up 20 pounds, I have integrity as a health coach. And I have a program that does work. And I am really, really, really stressing to my clients once they hit their goal, how important it is to do the next phase. Because my program does have things to prevent this from happening. They do have it set up.
This is so sad to me. It's so sad to me that she is blaming herself for what she has gone through and the, I don't want to say status, I guess the status of her health according to her. It's sad to me that she's blaming herself instead of blaming Optavia and the pressure, it sounds like, from her upline to lose more weight. This person was a victim. That's my opinion. And it's just really sad to me that she's like, I'm telling all my clients, just, do this once and then get on the maintenance program once you've lost your goal weight. But what's really conflicting about that is, what if it takes them more than 12 weeks to get down to their goal weight? Where's this goal weight coming from? Is it just some random number that people are picking? Are they working with their doctors, their medical professionals, and saying, hey, we'd like to see you get to, here, and here's why, kind of thing? Or is it just some, vanity, I want to be a size 4 kind of thing? I know I'm sighing a lot, but like, this is just so sad to me, because she's got lots of clients. She's going through this. And I can appreciate the fact that she's saying all this stuff, because it's like, yes, exactly. That's what we've been saying. This is so dangerous for people to do. But then she's like blaming herself. And that makes me sad for her, because she's just as much a victim in all of this as her clients, in my opinion.
Just didn't do it right. And I got caught up in the coach mentality and the toxic environment that sometimes happens with some of the things that we hear about our weight and our business. This has been a really long video, and if you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. And I am cheering you on in your health. And I really hope that you guys cheer me on in mine, even though it might not look exactly the same that it has, guys.
All right. So that was the first video. And again, just like I said earlier, I think it's really brave of her to share that, because essentially it's going against everything that Optavia stands for. Hi, friends. Editing Erin. I wanted to hop on here and let you guys know that I actually wanted to add a different video than what I had originally planned. So if this looks a little bit different, I recorded it at a different time of the day, but I wanted to give you guys a heads up. This is the video of her explaining in all of the details what happened, and I think it's an important conversation. So enjoy, everybody. All right, everybody. So this is the second video that I wanted to show you, and this is where she goes into detail about what Optavia did, what they said, and kind of all of the details. And again, just like I said in this first part of this video, it's just really unfortunate that she ended up joining another multi-level marketing company. And yeah, anyways, let's watch this video together, drop your commentary, and we'll keep going.
Hey guys, I'm doing a little bit better than this morning, but I'm coming to you real and authentic, which is the only way I know how to do it. I've had a lot, like hundreds of people messaging me and giving me love today, and I can't tell you how much that means to me. I have a lot of questions coming to me, and it's really hard to answer them one by one. And so I'm going to take today only to address what's going on. And then tomorrow's the new day. And tomorrow we're moving on and we're going to do something new. Okay? So, my side of the story. I've been struggling for a little while. 4 days ago, I did a video and I talked about how I feel like being on the program for so long has done a lot of damage to my body. I have been diagnosed with an eating disorder because I have eaten about 1,000 calories a day to try to maintain my weight for the last 7 years. And of course, I did that 4 days ago, but I've been thinking about it for a really long time. And months. And so, beginning of March, Andrew and I had a really long conversation. We decided I needed to personally step back from coaching for a little while, for my health and for my mental health. So we sent Optavia a message, and we removed me from my coaching account, and we put Andrew in charge. Andrew has been in this business. This is our only form of supporting our family.
I've talked about this before, but I think this is a good time to bring it up again. Um, it's really hard to watch the pain that she's in. Let me just say that first. I also want to point out that, in my opinion, I think this is why these companies use these car bonuses and these different leadership rank up bonuses, pool bonuses, because if you, and again, just my opinion, if you have a husband and wife team, or just a couple, let's just say a couple in general, and one of the partners leaves their traditional job to work the MLM with their spouse. Okay. They are incredibly invested. This is the type of behavior that's normally applauded by MLM leaders because they know these people aren't going to go anywhere. If this is their sole source of income, it's, in my opinion, an insurance policy for the upline and for the company. You have this being their sole source of income. And what's interesting to me, and this is not me shaming her by any means, it's just I want to talk about this. They, and when I say they, I mean, you will hear MLM people in MLMs talk about multiple streams of income. But then we have situations like this where it becomes the sole source of income for these families. And then one slip or whatnot, or you start to question or whatever, and you can be terminated. And now you have no source of income. So I just wanted to like talk about that. And I do feel like it's an insurance policy for these companies and for these uplines for them to retire their spouse. You hear retire your husband and those types of things. Well, when people take those steps, in my opinion, it is an insurance policy for the upline and for the company.
He retired in 2018, so he has been a full partner, and he was more than capable of handling our clients and our coaches. And so we made the decision together that he would do that, and I would try a few other things. So, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been doing a lot of fun posts, like moving words and uh I don't know. It's a program. It's called Canva, and I've been creating a lot of fun content on it. I used to be a graphic designer, and I loved it, and I've missed it. And so this was really making me happy. Some of the things I would create would take 3 hours or more. Plus, I pay a monthly fee to use the program. I would share all of this content with my coaches freely because I love them. But I would also have coaches from other organizations messaging me on a regular basis asking if they could have my content. And I love to share and I love to serve, but when you are paying a service to have the program and you're spending 3 to 4 hours of time creating these things, it's hard to give it away. So
And you should be paid for your time. You should be paid for your creative gifts. You should be paid for all of that.
after a lot of thought, I thought, you know what, I love these people, and I will sell it to them at a very low cost. So between $5 and $20, depending on how long, like the big long videos were more, the short little pictures and stuff were less. So I did that with a few coaches that had asked, but I was having so much fun with this, that I thought maybe I could make a little side business of it while Andrew runs our team. So, um, I I know that, my leader, her daughter, runs a posting service, and for a fee, she posts 3 times a day. They do an inspirational story, a recipe, and a before and after. $75 a month. She makes the content and she posts it to their page. So I did not think I was doing anything wrong because her And there's actually a lot of different people in the company that have people that run the service like that. So if you have a coach and you see it 3 times a day, that's because it's done for us. So um, I decided that I would sell product. I wasn't going to post it to their page. I was just going to provide it for them. But I was going to provide about 125 posts, health tips, inspiration, transformational stories, recipes, but these were good looking graphics.
See, this is the kind of business that somebody like this, in my opinion, should be doing. She should be managing people's social media and creating the content for them to put out. That would be an incredible business for her where she's not having to, sell this health and wellness stuff from Optavia. Like, she's excited about it. Like, these are great examples, or a great example of a business that she would love, and she would be able to, as she says, serve her community.
Like, not just the copy and paste stuff. Like, these were good looking, fun, moving graphics that were actually driving attention to Facebook, and coaches were desperate for it because the copy and paste is not working, and they were desperate for my content. And so I wanted to serve my community.
The copy and paste is not working because it's the opposite of what actual marketing should be. Marketing is designed to have the person, the business, the product, whatever, stand out from the competition. So when you're all copying and pasting and doing the same thing, it's drowning the message out, whatever that message is. So
So I put together the service, I put together a cute little landing page. And then in fact, I have like from the termination papers, I even have like pictures of what I sent out to people. Um, so like I had this like cute little landing page. Um, and what I did, because I am an entrepreneur, is I put together a week of free content. And I had a little landing page and I sent it to people. And I said, hey, I've started to create content. I'm a fellow health coach. I've created content and I see a big need for this in our industry. Here's a free week's worth of content. And when they would click on it, it would be the typical, you'd go and you download the content, and then it'd say, if you enjoy this content for $50 a month, I'm having a subscription service. You can sign up for it. And uh, it would be a monthly reoccurring service that they could sign up for. So Wednesday last week, I got an email from the company. So I did all that Tuesday. Um, Actually, so Wednesday morning, I woke up to get on training, and my training page was gone. I couldn't go there on Facebook. I messaged my leader and I asked where the training page was and if there was been a mistake, and I was blocked from that leader blocked me. So I messaged 2 more of my leaders and I said, I'm not sure what's going on. I've been blocked from the training page and this leader just blocked me. Have I done something wrong? I don't understand what's happening. And with no conversation, no communication, they blocked me. I then sent a text message to my direct mentor and said, oh my gosh, what the heck is going on? These 4 leaders now have blocked me and removed me from the page. What have I done? And honestly, the content was the furthest from my mind because I did not think I was doing anything wrong. No response. So I pretty much spent the night in tears, not knowing what I had done wrong. Because I got a mouth. I know that. I have offended people and not had any clue that I've done it. And so I racked my brain all night. I didn't sleep. I'm like, did I say something to someone? Did I do something? I didn't know what was going on. The next morning, I woke up to an email from compliance. And compliance was basically saying I had done 3 things wrong.
you know what's crazy about that is that clearly Optavia appears to be contacting her upline and they were preemptively removing her from everything rather than having a conversation with her, knowing that she was going to be terminated. So like they were telling her upline and everything prior to it happening. That's not that's not normal. Normally you would contact the individual, especially if she was doing something wrong or breaking compliance or something along those lines. You would think that they would go directly to her first. No, they went to her upline who told their downlines. Oh, it's so shady.
Um, the first one is that I was selling Optavia branded content. And because the recipes had 5-in-1 on them, which is a branded um name, and the transformation stories, it said Optavia transformational stories, and obviously they had the compliance on them that is required by the company. Um, they said, oh, also on Tuesday, I had gone to Instagram and I had searched hashtag health coach because I was starting a little business and I'm an entrepreneur and I'm a go-getter. So I searched hashtag health coach and I sent other health coaches the free link for the free week. And I just said, hey, I'm a fellow health coach. I see a need for this service. Here's a week's worth of free content for you to see if you like it. If you do, awesome. If not, that's awesome. Feel free to pass it on to your team or whatever. Again, not knowing I'm doing anything wrong. So the second thing that they said that I did was I used confidential information. They said that I used proprietary confidential information that I would not have if I was not a coach, that came from my back office. That one is complete and totally untrue because the only thing I have in my back office is my own team, and I give the content free to my team. So that was 100%. Um, so that one was 100% false. I had sent the messages to coaches, but it was not confidential information. The third thing was on Wednesday night when I was sad and depressed and didn't understand why anyone wouldn't respond to me and why all of these leaders had blocked. I posted that I was disappointed in people that I looked up to, and then I Googled an article from Forbes that talked about what leadership was, and I posted it. Lots of you guys liked that. So that I didn't even actually write the majority of that. It was from an article on Forbes. Um, so that was not true at all. Sorry, my phone is like blowing up still. Um, and then the let's see. So those were the three things that they said that I had done. I immediately messaged them back and I said, in a million years, I never dreamed that creating content was a problem. I never dreamed selling content was a problem. I didn't sell any content because I had just barely sent all that out. I had 2 orders. I canceled the orders. I said, I'm so sorry. My complaint said that I can't do this. Um, I refunded their money and I sent them the month's worth of content for free and thanked them for trying to purchase from me. So I never did sell any content. I immediately shut down the link so that it was not.
Also, I know that the sound is not matching up with her mouth. I don't know how to word that. It's just how it uploaded on her Facebook. It's there's nothing weird going on here. It's just her, I guess her Wi-Fi or something. So just I feel like we've been watching that for a while, but I felt like I needed to bring that up.
Um, I apologized profusely. I told them I did not use confidential information, and I explained to them that I did not even write those leadership qualities, that that was from an article. Um, and I waited. I assumed that everything would be okay because I had removed everything that they had asked me to remove. Um, the next morning, or no, later that afternoon, I noticed that I had been blocked from my direct leaders and removed from roughly 40 pages, including client support pages, coach support pages, training pages, um, vacation, like when we would go on incentive trips, there'd be a page. Um, Basically everything of my entire life for the last 8 years that I've poured into. I also started having people that I really loved block me, and I don't know why. I can't imagine what is being said that would make them block me, because I know that there's nothing that someone could say to me to make me block someone that I love. So it was breaking my heart. I reached out to another leader really, really, really high up and spoke to her. She told me to stay calm. No business has ever been taken away from first offenses like this. I wasn't going to lose my business. It was fine. I had corrected everything. She gave me the number for the VP of the company, and I spoke to him. He recommended that I send a message to my mentors and say, you know what, everything has been corrected. I don't understand why there's the lack of communication. I want to give you the opportunity to open up and have a conversation with us and add us back to the pages that we need so that we can run our organization.
That came from the VP of Optavia.
Nothing. We heard nothing. No one ever responded. Other than corporate, through email, I have had no communication with anyone except that one high up leader that spoke to me and the VP that spoke to me. None of my mentors have said a word to me. They haven't told me what I've done wrong. They didn't tell me how to fix it. They didn't anything. So Andrew and I were honestly thinking, you know what? Compliance hasn't responded in a week. Obviously, we're low on the totem pole. They're probably going to come back and say, don't do it again. You know, I've corrected everything that they asked me to correct. We're probably totally fine. Let's not stress about it. Andrew's continuing to run the business. I'm healing from the trauma and, trying to decide what's next in my life. And then this morning, we got an email that said, Dear Andrew and Cami, as an independent Optavia coach, you agreed to abide by the terms of the coach agreement. As you're aware, March 16th, we reached out to you with several policy violations. Basically, you're terminated. I had explained that all of those things were either corrected or untrue. They did add a few things. They said that upon further review, I have repeatedly violated the policies on advertising, like a missing weight loss disclaimer. You guys, I've been with the company for 8 years. People get these emails all the time. Sometimes the disclaimers aren't big enough. Sometimes we use the wrong disclaimer for what we're saying. In 8 years, I have been contacted 4 times, and just the last month was the fourth. Incidentally, 2 of those 4 times is when I had the posting service I was just talking about. So the violations were not even something that I put on. It was something I was paying to have added to my page.
And I think that's the posting, I don't want I guess business that she was talking about, that one of the other coaches' children was running, or they were posting 3 times a day. So she's getting the violations when it's a service that she's paying for. Oh,
And then they added that finally it has also come to our attention, despite being a co-applicant on the coach account, your husband Andrew has been placing orders under your coach account using a coach account under his middle name, Keone Clark. This account has been used to place non-compliant orders since April of 2020, and the company considers this practice to be a manipulation of the compensation plan.
that to me sounds like what I think I mentioned this earlier in the video, but a ghost account. So I don't know if in Optavia, if you are personally ordering products under the distributor or the coach account, if you get paid commission, but there's a lot of MLM companies where you are coached, you are mentored, you are instructed to have a customer account that the distributor funds. I call it a ghost account, or it's always been called a ghost account from my experience. I guess that's a better way to say that. And so this is what that sounds like, that it's a ghost account that she's earning commission on. A lot of people in MLM are coached to have some sort of a ghost account. Maybe not all, but I know Prove It does. People within Prove It, I should say. And it's a very real thing. And what is so deceptive about that is those numbers are reported to the FTC. And what I mean by that is, if you have a distributor that is paying for her example here, the kids to, I don't even know how they can call it food, but I'm just going to go with what she's saying. Uh, she's ordering this food for her kids, which please don't give your children MLM products. Oh my God. Um, under a customer account in her husband's name so that she can earn commission. That looks like a regular customer account, but it's funded by the distributor. It's coming out of that distributor's pocket. And when that gets reported to the FTC, it looks like a customer account. Oh,
My kids eat the food. I haven't heard from my coach and my direct sponsor in 4 years.
shame on that upline. But I bet she sure was, or he, or they were sure taking that money you were making them.
Um, so yeah, we were ordering food under his account sometimes. Um, we never manipulated the compensation plan by doing it, because I've never been close enough to the numbers needed that that small little um, order made any difference, except that I'm the one coaching my kids, and so they ordered under me. Um,
The fact that this company has a teen program, vile, absolutely horrible.
there's very few people that I have ever spoken to in the community that that's not something that they do, including my leaders. In fact, when I very first started, my leader said, you know, if your kids are going to eat the food, you can start an account under them and order food for them. That was actually something I was told about 7 years ago. Um,
Yeah, and I bet that leader also still has that extra account. I bet other people under this same leader probably have the same thing. In fact, I bet a lot of people in Optavia have this kind of a ghost account where they order odds and ends from Optavia for their family. I bet that's a very real and very ordinary thing. And to me, this feels like, oh, you're going to speak out against, Optavia in your own way, working with your doctor, talking about 1,000 calories a day over, on and off over 7 years. Okay, we're going to make an example out of you. And that's what this feels like to me.
that was it. That was it. That's ever everything that is true in here was immediately corrected and out of a misunderstanding or a not understanding. Um, most of the things, if not all of them, are done not only by me, but all of the leaderships, um, and all of the coaches. Um, Here was my 7 days of free content to download. Cute little page. See, I said 501 and I said Optavia transformation story. I thought I was serving my community. Um, so that's what I've been told. 8 years. It'll be 8 years in May. 8 years. This is our sole income. This is all we do. And as an independent contractor, not only do they cut you off, but I'm not even paid for the last 22 days. So they don't even have to pay me.
And this is a perfect example. And I'm not shaming this person. This is horrible what her and her family are going through. This is what happens. People that are in an MLM are under the assumption that they own their own business. But if you truly owned your own business, things like this wouldn't happen. You wouldn't be terminated from a company. That wouldn't happen because you're the boss if you own your own company. But you're a 1099 contracted employee with that company. You're a salesperson, a sales representative for that company. And you sell the product and you recruit, and that's how you make money. And so there's a set of rules, guidelines, and standards that you have to follow. That's why they have compliance departments. And if you are not following the rules, at any point, they can terminate you, just like they did to her. So think about this. If you're in an MLM and you're watching this and you're thinking, maybe you're having some big feelings around this. I understand. I did too. I get it. Think about this. If you owned your own business, making lip gloss or whatever, I always use that as an example. You're working for yourself. So unless you fired yourself, this scenario would not happen. Just think about that. I know that it's really difficult. I know what it's like when you're in an MLM. I know what that feels like. I remember, but just think about that. They can fire you at any time. They have a whole compliance department that is designed to make sure people are following the rules and guidelines that they set that you have to follow. You get a 1099 on your taxes or to be able to do your taxes, which is contracted work. Think about this, you guys.
So all of the hard work that I've done this month, all of the coaches that I've helped, all of the clients that I've enrolled, all of the clients that I've served, I don't even get paid for that. And this isn't a pity party. I just didn't want to explain this over and over. So, got a lot of people asking what they could do. Tons and tons and tons of emails. What can I do to help? What can I do to help? What can I do to help? You can support me. You can support me by loving on my posts and by um, sharing my positive posts and helping my social media grow. I don't know what I'm gonna do next, but I've got to find something, and I've got to find something fast because we got a house payment coming up and no income. So I'm sure I have a lot. I've actually had 3 corporations call me. I've been offered corporate jobs, um, as well as field jobs. So I'm not worried about finding a job. It's finding the right one. When I do find the right one, support me. It might be in my contract. I'm not allowed to use my social media anymore on this account. If that's the case, search my name. I'll be there. It'll just be a different account. And you can help me by building that one up too, because I've worked really, really hard on this one. And when I signed up, I didn't realize I was signing it over to them. I thought this was mine. This is my hard work. Thank you.
And this is where the conversation, I think I mentioned it earlier in this video, but you know, paying attention to those contracts that you're signing when you join an MLM and looking at the fine print and having somebody, your lawyer or a lawyer look it over so that you understand the terms of that contract. Because far too many people sign it and then stuff like this happens. You can get terminated at any point. They can do whatever they want. You're a contracted salesperson essentially, and then they have the rights to your social media pages. You know, it's really sad.
Thank you guys for watching. There's a lot of you on. be good to each other. When you have a friend that has a business, support them. And that doesn't even mean buy something from them. Like their stuff. You guys have no idea how much it means when we get a like on something. The way that Facebook works is if you like something, it gets more attention. If you comment on it, it gets even more attention. So like and comment on stuff, even if it's just way to go. Share. You know, when I do find something, because I'm going to have to find something, I'm going to have to find something fast. When I do find something, share it. If you can't buy it or you don't want it, I don't care. Just like it and share it and cheer me on. So, that's what you can do. And keep letting me support you. Okay? Keep letting me inspire you. I wish my coaches the best, and I hope they get what they need to succeed. I wish my clients the best on their health journey. Do it the right way. This program can be great, but it's meant to be done once. It's meant to be done once. Get to your goal weight and move on. Move on to optimal health. This is stop the yo-yo. The yo-yo's ruined me.
I don't think it's necessary. I mean, yes, the yo-yo. I agree with that because of what it's done to your metabolism, it appears, from the words that you shared. But the program itself and the idea that you can be on the 5-in-1 for 12 weeks to get to your ideal weight or your goal weight. There are people that's not going to be enough time, and I just think that that's a very dangerous narrative. I think that's extremely dangerous. I don't agree with that at all. And what people should do is, instead of supporting their friend that's in an MLM, don't buy from them. Because when you're buying from a friend thinking, well, I'm supporting my friend, and this is something that we need to talk about more for sure. I know I need to talk about it more, but when you are ordering from your friend that's in an MLM and you're thinking, I'm supporting their small business, your friend is getting a very small percentage of the sales, of that sale, I should say. And the rest is going to the company. So this narrative of, well, you shop at Ulta, you shop at Target or Starbucks or whatever, why are you supporting these big box stores? It's just the company that's getting the money. It's the same thing in MLM, except that distributor is getting a very small amount of, not even income, commission, a very small amount of money. And the majority of that money is going directly to the company and or their upline. So you're not supporting your friend. You're just prolonging your friend being a part of a really predatory business model that is supporting their upline and funding their lifestyle off of the time, energy, and effort from your friend. So don't buy these MLM products from your friend. Have a real conversation with them. Go to YouTube, type in the name of the company, type in anti-MLM, watch the videos. And if you're having the conversation with your friend, maybe send them a couple videos on that company, because you're just delaying the inevitable. Your friend could end up getting more and more into debt. And it's like, be a good friend.
And feel free to message me or text me because I need the love and I appreciate it. So, thank you everybody.
Now, the unfortunate part of this story is that somebody that used to be allegedly in Optavia swooped on in and brought her over to the MLM company that they are a part of. I think that that's unfortunate. I think that it's opportunistic. Um, and the fact that she went through this with Optavia, and to think that it's only an Optavia thing and not an MLM business model thing, is really sad, because it happened in Optavia. It's happened in multiple companies. It's going to eventually happen again. I really do hope that this person gets out of MLM. I really do hope that they do something with social media, that they actually start their own business and they get away from the MLM business model, because I think that her creativity and her use of Canva and animated graphics, I think, could really help a lot of people in legitimate businesses show up on social media in a really creative and fun way. So there you have it. That's today's video. And again, I wasn't showing this video, to shame her. I think that this was a really important conversation around what happens behind the curtains of MLMs. We just happen to see it, right here through live video. So I'm glad that we had this conversation. And guys, don't join an MLM. It's not worth it. If you love today's video, feel free to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And by the way, 35% of you are not subscribed. So hit the subscribe button and help me get the word out to more people. And yikes, you guys. That's all I have for today. Thanks for being here. I know this was a little bit longer video, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye, everybody.